Well, pleased to be joined here with Canucks head coach Travis Green down in Southern California. Travis, weird times. Haven't seen you for what, 3 weeks? How are you? How are you passing the time?
Man, I'm trying to pass it. I think, like the rest of us in the hockey world, when hockey's taken away from you, almost you go into a state of, I don't want to use the word depression, but it feels like, man, it just feels strange when you're not playing hockey at the best of times in the off season. But the manner that it happened this way hasn't been easy. But it's that's society right now, and it's like that around the world.
Is it difficult too because you don't have any timeline? There's no set guidelines of how long it could be or how long it will last?
Yeah, that's part of it for sure. I've started reaching out to players and talking about that, the mental side of what you go through and what you deal with, not only in life in general with people wondering about work or those kind of things, but in the sporting world, we're used to certain times, knowing what our schedule's like, just from day to day or month to month or throughout the course of the season. And, as far as the hockey standpoint, it feels similar to '94 when we had the lockout. I remember reporting to training camp and then us having our lockout. And as a young guy in the league, I learned a lot during that lockout. You start working out hard, you're getting ready for the season, and you're not quite sure when it's going to start. And I almost learned the hard way. The season started up in a hurry, and I wasn't quite ready. I didn't have a very good season at all. And I felt like I was lucky to even stay in the league after that. But I've passed that story along to a few of our players so far, and hopefully they think about it a bit.
Well, you're a guy that likes to communicate with the guys. So how often have you reached out to certain players, and has it been with the leadership group more to get the message to them?
You know what? I've tried to kind of pick my spots a little bit because, we don't have answers. I know that, I've got to pick my spots, when to reach out, how often to reach out to them. I started last week sending an email to the group, just talking about things a little bit, a little self-help document that we had. I also attached to it. And over the course of last week, I'm trying to just reach out to guys individually, talk to certain guys, and not just about making sure they work out or stuff like that, just to see how everyone's doing. It feels like I've been trying to be on the phone a little bit, or a lot more than I ever have in the last few years. If there's a positive, I've been able to reach out to a few more people that I haven't maybe in years, and it's been nice that way.
Was there any guidelines for the guys in terms of fitness or nutrition or any sort of programs?
Yeah, our strength team does a great job. They've been monitoring them a lot, and a lot of contact from them, almost daily contact to players. Where they have an app where they can go on and get their workouts daily, monitor them, talk to them. I think it's important that our strength guys are reaching out to our players and, just to have communication. Like you said, I think that's so important in the sporting world now. Players need it, and I think it's important.
And obviously what's going on in the world is bigger than hockey, but hockey is a big part of your life. Have you even tried to wrap your head around the fact that the last time you saw these guys 3 weeks ago might be the last time you saw this group together? The next time you be in front of the Canucks, there might not be a Tanev or a Markstrom or a Toffoli, right, and it might be a whole different group.
I haven't gone that deep with it. I'm trying not to. I think, like the rest of us, we're still hopeful that we're going to be able to see this thing through, to see the season play out in some way, shape, or form. And that's kind of what I've been focusing on, much like the rest of the hockey world. And until we're told different, I'll probably just keep thinking that way.
If it doesn't continue, what's the biggest thing you'll take out of this season? And what would you be most disappointed about if it doesn't continue?
Well, I think what I've taken from this group, from this season, is I talked to someone about it the other day. I'm proud of this team this year. You always, as a coaching staff, just your coaching staff, but your managerial group, your ownership, you all want to be on the same page, and you're always trying to put a plan together. And a lot of times those plans go astray, or you don't you don't get to see them through. And it's been 3 years now where we've had a plan really for 3 years, it feels like. And every year we've taken a step, and we wanted to take another step this year. We wanted to play games down the stretch that really mattered. We want to be a team that was pushing to make the playoffs. And sometimes you don't get there just because the bad things happen, or the players don't play well enough, or maybe you don't do your job as a coach. But I'm proud of this group so far. I really am, to put themselves in this spot. We've taken steps every year, and I think our future is so bright in Vancouver. We're just starting to scratch the surface of where we're going to be and where we're going. Is it disappointing that we're not playing right now? Well, that's, for me, taking out of this, the most disappointing thing is that, whether or not we're going to be able to see this thing through. And I think it would be invaluable to our group to get into the playoffs, and just the lessons you've learned. And you never know. Once you get there, you never know.
What about an individual basis for a guy like Quinn Hughes? You only get one rookie season, had a good chance to maybe take home an individual award, and now might not get that chance.
Yeah, I know that's a bit of a story. I don't want to sound like I don't have feelings about that, but I know with Quinn, and he's not going to worry about that at all either. He's had a great season so far. Whether we finish the year or not, it's not going to dampen things. He's got a lot more things that he's going to do in this league that I think are going to excite people and excite our fans in Vancouver as well. It's not the last good season you're going to see out of him. There's going to be a lot more great seasons, and he's going to get better as he goes.
A few more questions. Does ownership or management talk to you about possible scenarios the NHL is looking at if it does continue?
I've seen certain, just through the media, I know there's lots of talk about things and what could happen, what might happen. I know the league is going to do whatever they can. They're going to look at all different scenarios. So I really can't give you anything on that. I've heard everything, but I don't think anyone really knows until we move on with this process.
It is a World Autism Awareness Day. I know it's close to you, and the Canucks Autism Network is a big part of the organization. What would you like to share on that front?
It is a big thing to me. Obviously, with my family, I have a son that's 10 years old and autistic, and if there's anything to take from this virus right now, I've been able to spend a lot more time with him and take him for walks every day. And he doesn't talk, so I don't get to really talk to him on the phone during the season, other than speakerphone, but he's nonverbal. So it's been nice to be able to get some time and quality time with him. And as far as today being a special day for autism in the world, the more awareness we can have, the better on autism. It's very prevalent in today's society. I think I saw a number where I think 16,000 families in BC are affected one way or another with autism. The numbers are rising. If we can raise awareness, raise funding for research, for intervention in autism, we're gonna have a better chance of seeing people that have autism reach their full potential and in life and quality of life. And that's so important. I've seen it firsthand with my son, and it takes me to a special place, and I'm happy that we have today.
You said that Nolan Baumgartner was trying to call you when we were doing this. Can you still work on coaching? Can you still work on coaching in times like this?
Yeah, we are. It took a little while after the season where I like I said, when a season ends, no matter how it ends or when you go into a pause, you almost, for me personally, I almost need some time to get up off the mat, and because you're sprinting for 8 months and then you come to a sudden halt. So it probably took us 10 days to get going a little bit, and now we've started to take a deeper dive, much like we do at the end of every season, in areas that we've been better at, areas that we still think we need to improve on. And we're doing a little bit different right now because we might play again, and maybe there's some things that we can see in our game that maybe we'll make some changes. We made some big time, some bigger changes from last season to this season in our system play. Offensively, we tried to teach things a little bit different. We did a couple other things that you know me well enough that I'm not going to get into, but I liked the changes that we saw. I like how it affected our team, yet we still got to get better, and we've got to find ways to make our team better. And that's what we're on to now with our coaches.
Finally, you shaved how long before you're cutting your own hair?
Yeah, the hair probably won't be cut for a while, but I did have almost a beard going as much as I can get one going up till this interview. So you wrecked that process.
Well, I'll try to come back to the season in shape anyway. So best of luck, Travis. Nice to talk to you. And I hope we can see you soon this season and finish this off.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right. Take care, Murph.
Take care.